Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Signature Cocktail with Kyle Hammond. I am indeed Kyle Hammond, and tonight our signature guest is Elizabeth Swanson. Hello, Elizabeth.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. I'm good. How are you doing?
Oh, hanging in there, doing the best I can. We're all just pushing through as much as we can. The Elizabeth is here. We know each other from theater. She, sorry,
Oh,
you.
my pronouns are they, them, and she, her.
That's what I just wanted. I was like, I think, yeah.
Hey,
Uh,
you're right.
Elizabeth was on Thank You Five a while back. Was that March, April, May? A few months
Yeah,
ago.
spring. Yeah.
We had a wonderful conversation about theater and how theater is and what is theater, and mentioned that I also have a cocktail show, and so we've been trying to make it happen, and now we're going to make it happen. I'm excited to have you.
Thanks for setting it up. Thanks
Um,
for the multiple texts that actually got us there. No,
that's what it.
time for the reschedule.
I love that I love that we got here. And one of my favorite things is I've been telling people about this show, and when I tell people about the show, they often ask me if anybody's made an old fashioned. I say, "Are you kidding me? Everybody likes to make an old fashioned." And I at the for a while I was like, "Can we make something different?" But I have now grown to know that each old fashioned is a little bit different. So I'm
Mhm.
excited to see what is different about you. But in the meantime, we'll get to the drink that we're making, the old fashioned. But what's going on with you right now? What are you up to?
Um, gosh. So the first thing that came to mind, I'm actually on strike right now. My union is on strike. I'm a part-time faculty member over at Columbia College, and
Okay.
we're into week 2 of strike as of this recording, which is what, November 7th.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's been
I didn't even know that was happening. What's the strike about?
the strikes. It's about a lot of things, but union leadership was in contract negotiations starting this summer.
Uh-huh.
I think in August with the Columbia College leadership. And they were, um, negotiating back and forth about healthcare and sorry, sorry about that.
I
They were,
didn't even hear it, but it's okay.
oh, right. But they were negotiating back and forth about healthcare and, job security and several other things that were on the table anyway for contract negotiations. And then what they didn't realize is that the administration behind their backs is the language I've seen in the press releases.
Wow.
Uh, cut like 350 courses, like course sections, and gutted
Oh,
each department, and each department is looking at now a 20% reduction in classes, which of course
means
only affects, well, we keep saying it only affects adjunct faculty because it's our courses that will be cut.
right.
But it also, I think, is going to affect full-time faculty in the long run because they're going to have, more teaching expectations, less time for research,
Yeah.
less time for the outside projects because there are still artists who are full-time.
More work, less
So
pay.
like most solidarity issues, it affects everybody in the end.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I mean, anytime you start with behind their back, that's you know this is not going to end well.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, wow, I'm sorry that you're, or good for you for striking, and like you said, solidarity. I hope it goes well, and
Thank you.
go from there. The I know the union, SAG. I thought you were going to say SAG, but I
Sure.
know
Yeah.
they've been on strike, and I know I was hearing about the United Auto Workers. Like, just a whole lot of striking going on.
It's the summer, what do they call it? The red hot summer of the strike or something like that. And then now
That's
it's going to be yeah, I mean, when unions are strong, our nation's strong. So I'm thrilled to see it. I'm thrilled and bewildered to be a part of it. I was expecting to teach a semester of classes. And yeah,
and here we are.
here we are. Yeah. Uh,
Wow. And so what else? What else is going on? Like,
I got to thinking and I realized this is actually my best like artistic year. Like this is my favorite artistic year I've ever had. And it's just been wonderful and so full of gifts and so generative. But when I talk about any specific part of it, like over the scope of it, I learned so many things about myself. I got to have so many different experiences and define for myself, like, what kind of programming I think is urgent. When I was producing Tick, Tick, Boom back in January, and what I think about my artistic life vis-a-vis an institution.
Right.
Thinking about boho and the future of nonprofits, and like, can we solve it? And no, on that scale, we could not. And that was a cool thing to engage with and to define for myself where I saw myself in that kind of picture. And then I moved into the summer and I got this great part-time job to kind of fill in the boho gap in my employment.
Yeah.
And it was just this 2-day-a-week job. So I got like 5 days a week to work on a libretto I've been working on for years, but like this was the year that was the real clincher for it.
Huh.
With my writing team. And it was just this, like, we got this act 1 that's completely different. And now we're working on act 2 and it's completely different. And it's like the one, what we've been like working towards as a team.
Yeah.
And then I got the experience of teaching this magnificent musical theater history course. The first time I taught a text-based course at Columbia instead of doing, a rehearsal praxis-based.
Yeah.
Which usually like a scenes and songs study kind of thing.
Sure.
And to work with students and kind of define together and for ourselves what the history of this industry is of musical theater, what needs to change about it, and looking at it through kind of a historical materialist, like kind of Marxist lens and an anti-racist lens, and saying, how are we going to be the difference? How, in the time that this industry has been part of American history and reflects American history in so many absolutely fucked up ways.
Yeah.
How will our generation, how does the next generation change that? And what are the sort of the places of power where you can change that? And that was the coolest thing to ask. And then in the middle of all that, we had a strike. And so I found myself looking at my like learning objectives from the syllabus, and I was like, this strike actually fulfills every single one of the learning. Yeah. This is real-time learning. So it's just been this wonderful year.
I don't know. Let's have a drink. What do you say?
Seriously, I love that. Ask me questions as we're making the drink and as there's a promise of alcohol, and then I'll.
There you go. That sounds like a plan. So I mentioned we're making an old fashioned. What are we doing to start this old fashioned off?
So okay, I should say this old fashioned is kind of it's my go-to if I just want an easy drink, on a night off, without any. I'm not boiling any simple syrups. I'm not,
right.
I'm not generating much. It's just there and available, and I can buy it at the grocery store. So we're going to start. This is not my ideal bourbon. This is the bourbon in the house that I had on hand.
Nice.
It's not a bad one, actually. It's a Journeyman Distillery Featherbone bourbon whiskey, and it's distilled in Three Oaks, Michigan.
Yeah, I was going to say I've been to that distillery.
Oh, have you really?
Yeah. It's I was like, that's not a bad bourbon to just have around. We went with the kids. We were over in Michigan and just went there, and I had a wonderful burger, and I think I had an old fashioned at Journeyman. So there you go.
That's amazing. Well, let me give you an incredibly similar experience. And I tell you what, the reason I wouldn't, this wouldn't be my go-to for an old fashioned. I think it's a sipping bourbon.
Yeah.
It's the one I have on hand, but yeah, it's really nice. 90 proof. What I would normally reach for if I had it on hand was like an 86 proof, like Old Forester, just like the humdrum, what you see at the grocery store, but it's still really balanced and really kind of
what you see at the grocery store. I've got some Four Roses that I just picked up at the grocery store, and it's unopened because I haven't opened it yet because I just picked it up, but I've got it. I meant to mention this before. It's a drink that I used to drink, or whiskey that I used to drink with a friend of mine who had just found out passed away this morning. And so this is going to be for him. So it's all good.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Four Roses is our drink of choice in our club. So we're good.
That's great. Well, yeah, we're going to drink in his memory. That's great. So I tell you what, we've got just the normal ice that we're going to shake with. And we've I made some fancy cubes today. So these are going to proper.
Are you just sticking your ice straight into the shaker?
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
I'd say almost fill the shaker, you know?
Oh, wow. Load it up, huh?
Why not? It's our first drink of the evening. It's got to be.
Yeah, yeah. That's loaded. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put it in my other shaker. Then it will really be loaded. Like that.
Oh, that's like a nice copper shaker. Where'd you get it?
This one is actually you can barely see it. Woodford Reserve. This one my wife picked up for when my wife used to work at Atwood Cafe at the Burnham Hotel in downtown Chicago, and this was one that she walked home with, I believe, because they were giving out stuff at the restaurant.
Yeah, the vendor. So why not? That's fantastic. My mother loves Woodford Reserve. Loves it.
It's pretty good. It's not bad.
Yeah.
So what are we doing? We're just putting the whiskey right on top of the ice?
So we're gonna put the whiskey on the ice. You'll want somewhere between 2¼ and 2½ ounces.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna do 2½ ounces tonight because
Let's
it's a
do
nice.
it. 2½ sounds good to me. Gotta put in my other camera here. Oop. Oh, I love it when a new bottle has that glug 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 at the top.
Yeah. It's incredibly satisfying.
It's just like a cool Foley sound. What's your next theater project you're doing?
Oh, I don't think I can talk about the next one. I don't think they've
Ooh.
announced that.
You don't want to
Yeah.
like have a exclusive breaking. You don't want to like.
Yeah, it's sorry, I can't give the signature
The
cocktail.
signature cocktail comes in with the scoop.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. But the one after that actually is with your theater company, Straw Dog. Of course, we're doing a queer take on the importance of being earnest.
I've heard of that.
One might say it's already queer, so God knows what we're going to do with it.
Right? Like, how can you make it queer if it's already queer? But let's queer it up.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
I think your viewers should probably buy a ticket and find out.
Yeah. Let's do it.
No, it's going to be great though. It's a beautiful cast. It's just going to be.
Yeah.
I think it's really fun. We love a farce. So you're going to take. We've got agave. Is going to be sort of your stand-in for your simple syrup.
Yeah.
And I've got an organic fair trade blue agave, which to be honest is just what they sell at More Smart. I'd say the darker of the two agaves would be nicer, but here we are.
I have a faux agave, and what it is I Googled agave, like how to make your own agave, and now I can't remember, but I'll put the link up here for my faux agave that it's basically simple syrup, and you know what simple syrup is. It's just sugar and water. But you put some other stuff in there to make it agave like.
What do you put in there?
I think it was like a certain type of spice. Now see, I meant to find out before we got here, but totally forgot.
But the link is going to be right here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's right up there. I'll put it right up there.
So your faux agave, you're going to want like 3/4 ounce.
3/4 ounce of faux agave. I just like saying faux agave.
Faux agave.
Faux agave. 3/4 ounce in there. Done and done. Oh.
Yep. Pour that right in. I thought this was kind of a drier cocktail. I thought like this was less sweet than the normal cocktail until at Rogers Park Social, they said that like 1/2 ounce or like a scant 1/2 ounce would be a dry one. So I think there you go.
I'm a sucker for sweet. So I like to, whenever somebody does a little bit, I go a little bit more because I like this. I have a sweet tooth.
Yeah. So 1 ounce is probably perfect for you.
Yeah. I made it a little more than 3/4.
Yeah. So this, okay, for the bitters, you got a black walnut bitter.
Yeah, I'm intrigued by this. You put this on the list, and I'm like, oh, what's that like?
It's a fantastic winter cocktail. Like it really brings a lot of flavor out without trying that hard. And there's like a little bit of a burnt taste. And of course a real nuttiness. Mm-hmm. And yeah, you've got the exact same one I've got. Fee Brothers 1860. Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited to try it. See what it tastes.
So go ahead.
Yeah, just smelling it.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and do like 5 or 6 dashes of this. We're gonna do.
Got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sweet. We got 5 dashes of black walnut.
Nice.
So good.
I dated a server, like in the service industry, in my mid to late 20s, who taught me that whenever you're mixing a drink for a customer, the secret to making it great is half what you just did. Put more sweetener, and then just go crazy on the bitters. Just go like,
Get in there.
Twice what you see in a recipe, and it just kind of brings out everything. A little too much, but
Right. Gives it like, here's a whole lot of taste for you.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I asked you to get some kosher salt or sea salt or whatever kind of salt you have.
I forgot my salt. It's upstairs.
Oh shit.
Oh, I'll be right back.
Moment. I don't know what to do with myself. I'm not. That was the worst 2 minutes.
I'm so sorry I left you stranded.
It's so fine. You might want to cut all that because I just spent like 90 seconds melting. Just melting. My hands became a mystery. What do I do with them?
I'll do some fun editing where it's just like unicorns fly through, and we'll make something happen.
Yeah. Excellent.
I have salt. What am I supposed to do with this salt?
Wait, why do you need salt? We don't call for salt.
What? Oh.
So you're gonna want like a pinch is too much, like not the amount you would put in like oatmeal for one. Like half a pinch.
There you go. I'm glad I ran upstairs for that half a pinch.
Oh, this is the best half a pinch of anything you're gonna do.
Hey, now.
To be fair, I don't know that. Not to assume.
I need a little dish or something to put so I can pinch it, because otherwise I'm just gonna dump it. Oh, what am I doing? I got a bowl right here. Always prepared. This is the fun part of signature cocktail as well.
The Boy Scoutness of it all.
That's a lot.
This is why you knew that you needed a container that wasn't just
Glad I didn't try and just dump all of that into my. So are you pinching it into the shaker?
You're pinching it into the shaker, just a wee bit. Just yeah.
Okay, watch. Pinch.
If you're perfect.
Voila.
Voila.
So you talk about lighting. I just saw an orb, but it was around your, not in the kitchen. It was a reflection off of your shaker, I think. So
I think that's a ghost. I do.
Could be. We'll see.
Definitely.
We'll check the tape.
No. Send me the stills. Make a ghost unicorn. So we've got our shaker, and we put the top on nice and tight.
Nice and tight.
And you're gonna shake it.
Oh, we gotta shake it.
Shake it, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
And you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Ooh, that's cold.
If it's hurting your fingers, it's cold enough.
Yeah, it's really cold.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I had to pull it down because it was so cold.
All right, so next you're gonna take your glass.
Got a glass, a fancy Chicago glass.
After your hard day's work. And you're gonna, no, I'm mixing all my steps up. Go ahead and take your fancy ball of ice. Your cube or whatever you got.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
You got a big old cube.
And I've got a rose, my best friend for my birthday. I was over at her house and her husband had these in the freezer and they were the best thing ever. And so for my birthday, she sent me the mold.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it's a lovely little kind of
I
rose.
dig it. That's awesome. So
And,
the block is in the cup. Or the
all right.
glass.
So before we pour, we're going to take our orange.
And I have a cutie because my kids, they're super cute. And this is what we eat in our house. It's like an orange. It's a mandarin.
And that's the great thing about this cocktail. Anything you got on hand is probably fine. So you're going to just, get a bit of the peel. Kind of stop at the, what do you call it? The pith.
Oh,
The paler.
okay. How pithy of you.
Pithy. They're going to kind of go for this sort of thing.
Go like this. How big are we going? Cool.
Mine's like the length of my fingers.
There you go. Yeah,
Yeah, that's perfect.
that's good.
All right, you ready? This is all going to happen at once now.
Yeah, now what? Oh, okay. I'm
Oh,
excited.
yeah. Okay. So you're going to take your shaker full of cocktail, your drink,
Uh-huh.
and you're going to pour it over the ice.
Okay.
All right.
Ooh, it's so cold.
Good.
Ooh.
My flour flipped, so now I've got to flip it back. Can you see that on top? Can you see it's shows the peak of the flour?
Nice. Yeah.
This is a very sapphic cocktail. I just realized
It's a what?
it's a very sapphic cocktail. The flower petals just kind of blooming outside of the rim.
I mean, I'm for it.
Yeah. Yeah. And so you've got your
Got
skin. Oh, you peel.
Peel.
And you're gonna do that squeezy thing. Do you know the squeezy thing where you
Yeah.
kind of squeeze it all over? But you kind of keep squeezing different parts of it. It's a very sexual cocktail.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
For our we should make this for the queer
Ernest.
That's what
I like
I've been wanting to do. Like there was Rivendell was doing a show, and I'm basically I'm wanting to hit up a bunch of theater companies and be like, hey, pick a drink for your show. Let's make it on my show.
Yeah, I think that's awesome.
The signature drink per whatever show you're doing. Let's make it, and it'll be available in your bar or whatever.
I love that. I think I always love the signature drink. I went to SpongeBob the musical on Broadway, and they had just a blue drink,
There you
and
go.
it was the best $32 I've ever spent.
Wowza, the best.
So, okay, what you've got now, and
What's in there?
did you do the cutie around the rim as well? Did you do that business? I don't know if I told you that.
I didn't, but I'll pull it out.
We'll survive. No, this is already great.
It's
We
too
want
late.
for nothing.
It's-
Okay, all right, we're doing it. Make sure to rim it real good.
Hey.
All right, so you've got kind of this action now. You've got your
sweet.
drink, you've got your cube,
Yeah,
you've got your cutie peel.
it's just in there.
It's just
Yeah.
in there. And then, hey, listen, what's would you want to share with us your friend's first name?
John,
John.
for John.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's something like that. It's kind of poking out.
So this is to John, your friend.
So, give it a shot. Oh,
Isn't that nice?
that's very mellow.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's the fogave or I can kind of get the burnt of that bitter, the black walnut
Mhm.
bitters.
Mm-hmm.
that's unfortunately dangerously good. Like,
It's all, I like it because it's a lot of flavor, but it's when you've had a really long week, it's just approachable. Do you know what I mean?
absolutely. And that's what, like, I'm surprised. Like, so that's the other thing is Four Roses has come a long way from when I first had it. You could barely swallow it. It was gasoline, right? Like, this stuff when back in the day was not drinkable.
So wait, what would back in the day be? Like what,
Eh, 90s, early
90s?
90s.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, and now it's good. Now it's like people actually like it. And this,
Yeah.
so, but this makes it even more approachable. Like you said, it's very, very, I could drink that. Yeah.
And you could add a different flavor to it if you wanted to go ahead and squeeze some orange juice in it, but that messes with my eczema, so I never do.
Oh, well, yeah.
Oh,
That's,
yeah.
man, that's fantastic.
Isn't that nice?
I'm gonna enjoy this cocktail.
Yeah.
I usually like put them to the side while my kids go to bed and then bring them back out later. But I might just finish this one. We'll go from there. So
Yeah.
cheers,
Yeah.
everybody.
Cheers.
To John, to Strike, Solidarity.
Right. Solidarity,
We
unity.
can do this. We're gonna get through this. This week
got
it's been
this.
a week, and we're gonna have a good weekend.
Yeah, we are.
So
Yeah.
cheers. Thanks
Cheers.
for coming, and
Thank you for having me.
we'll do this again.
Yeah. Thanks for giving me an excuse to drink on a Tuesday. Not that I need an excuse.
It's Friday.